Chào mừng bạn đã đến với kênh Học Tiếng Anh Giao Tiếp. Sau đây là 500 câu giao tiếp tiếng Anh cơ bản cho người mới học.
Tôi đang học tiếng Anh. I'm learning English. I'm learning English. I'm learning English. I'm learning English. Tôi nói không giỏi lắm. I don't speak well. I don't speak well. I don't speak well. I don't speak well. Tôi chỉ đoán thôi. I only guess. I only guess. I only guess. I only guess. Tôi không biết. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Tôi không hiểu. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Tôi không hiểu ý bạn là gì. I don't understand what you mean. 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 Tôi không nhớ. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand what you mean. Tôi không nhớ từ đó. I don't remember that word. 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 Tôi không nghe bạn được. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Tôi không nghe thấy bạn nói gì hết ấy. I didn't hear what you said. 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 Tôi không nghe thấy bạn nói gì hết ấy. I didn't catch what you said. 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 Bạn làm ơn nói lại được không? Say that again, please. Say that again, please. Say that again, please. Say that again, please. Bạn làm ơn nói lại được không? Can you say it again, please? Can you say it again, please? Can you say it again? Can you say it again? Làm ơn nói chậm thôi. Speak slowly, please. Speak slowly, please. Speak slowly, please. Speak slowly, please. Làm ơn nói lớn lên. Speak louder, please. Speak louder, please. Speak louder, please. Speak louder, please. Bạn làm ơn có thể nói to hơn được không? Could you speak more loudly, please? 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 Làm ơn, đừng nói nhanh thế. Please don't speak so quickly. 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 Từ nào cơ? Which word? Which word? Which word? Which word? Làm ơn viết xuống. Write it down, please. Write it down, please. Write it down, please. Write it down, please. Bạn viết lên trên bảng được không? Can you write it on the board? 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 Bạn viết vào quyển tập tôi được chứ? Would you write it in my notebook? 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 Bạn chỉ tôi được không? Can you teach me? Can you teach me? Can you teach me? Can you teach me? Nói cái này trong tiếng Anh nói sao nhỉ? How do you say this in English? 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 Bạn phát âm từ này như thế nào? How do you pronounce this word? 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 Làm ơn đánh vần cái đó. Spell that, please. Spell that, please. Spell that, please. Spell that, please. Đánh vần nó trong tiếng Anh sao thế? How do you spell it in English? 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 Bạn đánh vần từ này trong tiếng Anh như thế nào vậy? How do you spell this word in English? 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 Nó có nghĩa là gì thế? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Điều đó có nghĩa là Does that mean? Does that mean? Does that mean? Does that mean? Điều đó có nghĩa là tôi được đi chứ? Does that mean I can go? 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 Ý bạn là sao? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Có phải ý bạn là Do you mean? Do you mean? Do you mean? Do you mean? Có phải ý bạn là kỹ năng đánh vần của tôi tốt? Do you mean my spelling is good? 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 Bạn hiểu ý tôi không? Do you know what I mean? 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 Tôi không có ý như vậy. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Cái đó là gì thế? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Cái này là gì vậy? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Một nghĩa khác cho là gì? What is another meaning for? 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 Một nghĩa khác cho từ good là gì? What is another meaning for good? 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 Nghĩa trái lại của là gì? Which is the opposite meaning of? Which is the opposite meaning of? What is another meaning for good? What is another meaning for good? Nghĩa trái lại của từ good là gì? Which is the opposite meaning of good? 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 Một từ khác thay cho là gì? What is another word for? 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 Một từ khác thay cho good là gì? What is another word for good? 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 Sự khác biệt giữa A và B là gì? What's the difference between A and B? 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 Bạn có thể giải thích đơn giản cho tôi hiểu được không? Can you explain it to me in simple terms? Can you explain it to me in simple terms? Can you explain it to me in simple terms? Can you explain it to me in simple terms? Bạn giải thích thêm một lần nữa được không? Can you explain it one more time, please? 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 Tôi không chắc tôi hiểu. I'm not sure I understand. 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 Tôi vẫn không hiểu bạn nói gì cả. I still don't understand what you mean. 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 Bạn có đang hiểu không? Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? Tôi xin lỗi. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cảm ơn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Xin thứ lỗi. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Xin thứ lỗi. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Bạn giúp tôi một việc được không? Can you do me a favor? 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 Bạn cho tôi nhờ được không? Would you mind doing me a favor? Would you mind doing me a favor? Would you mind doing me a favor?
Cứu với. Help. 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 Cứu tôi với. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. Ai đó giúp tôi với. Somebody help. Somebody help. Somebody help. Somebody help. Có ai đó ngoài đó không? Giúp tôi với. Anyone out there? Help me. 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 Tôi ở đây. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Tôi bị mắc kẹt. I've been stuck. I've been stuck. I've been stuck. I've been stuck. Tôi bị nhốt ở bên trong. I've been locked inside. I've been locked inside. I've been locked inside.
I've been locked inside. Tôi bị ngã. I've fallen. I've fallen. I've fallen. I've fallen. Tôi bị thương. I've been injured. I've been injured. I've been injured. I've been injured. Cẩn thận. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Coi chừng. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. Cẩn thận. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Cấp cứu y tế. Gọi xe cấp cứu mau. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. Tôi cần một bác sĩ. I need a doctor. I need a doctor. I need a doctor. I need a doctor. Một tai nạn đã xảy ra. There's been an accident. There's been an accident. There's been an accident. There's been an accident. Nhanh lên. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Tôi bị cắt. I've cut myself. I've cut myself. I've cut myself. I've cut myself. Tôi vừa bị bỏng. I've burned myself. I've burned myself. I've burned myself. I've burned myself. Bạn có ổn không? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Mọi người có ổn không? Is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? Is everyone okay? Tội phạm. Đứng lại, tên trộm kia. Stop, thief. Stop, thief. Stop, thief. Stop, thief. Hãy gọi cảnh sát mau. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police. Tôi vừa bị mất ví. My wallet has been stolen. 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 Tôi muốn báo về một vụ trộm. I'd like to report a thief. 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 Tôi vừa bị mất cắp. I've been mugged. I've been mugged. I've been mugged. I've been mugged. Tôi vừa bị tấn công. I've been attacked. I've been attacked. I've been attacked. I've been attacked. Tôi vừa bị đánh. I've been hit. I've been hit. I've been hit. I've been hit. Tôi vừa bị bắn. I've been shot. I've been shot. I've been shot. I've been shot. Nhà tôi vừa bị đột nhập. My house has been broken into. 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 Hỏa hoạn. Cháy kìa. Fire. 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 Mau gọi cứu hỏa đi. Call the fire brigade. Call the fire brigade. Call the fire brigade. Call the fire brigade. Bạn có nghe thấy mùi cháy không? Can you smell the burning? 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 Có cháy kìa. There's a fire. There's a fire. There's a fire. There's a fire. Tòa nhà đang bốc cháy kìa. The house on fire. The house on fire. The house on fire. The house on fire. Các tình huống khó khăn khác. Tôi bị lạc rồi. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. Tôi không thể tìm thấy của tôi. I can't find my. I can't find my. I can't find my. I can't find my. Tôi không tìm thấy bản đồ của mình. I can't find my map. 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 Tôi vừa bị mất của tôi. I've lost my. I've lost my. I've lost my. I've lost my. Tôi mất điện thoại rồi. I've lost my phone. I've lost my phone. I've lost my phone. I've lost my phone. Làm ơn hãy để tôi một mình. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Tôi có thể giúp gì cho bạn? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Bạn có thể giúp tôi được không? Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Tôi cần sự giúp đỡ của bạn. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. Bạn có biết bệnh viện nào gần đây không? Do you know a hospital near here? 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 Bạn có biết đồn công an nào gần đây không? Do you know a police office near here? 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 An ủi, làm dịu tinh thần người khác. Đừng lo lắng. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Bình tĩnh nhé. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Nó sẽ không đau đâu. It won't hurt. It won't hurt. It won't hurt. It won't hurt. Rồi sẽ ổn thôi. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Nó sẽ sớm ổn thôi. It's gonna be alright soon. It's gonna be alright soon. It's gonna be alright soon.
Cảm ơn bạn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cảm ơn rất nhiều. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Tôi đánh giá cao điều đó. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Tôi xin lỗi. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Xin lỗi. Làm ơn tha thứ. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Làm ơn đưa tôi muối. Please pass me the salt. 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 Bạn có thể giúp tôi được không? Could you please help me? 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 Tôi không hiểu. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Bạn có thể giải thích lại được không? Can you explain that again? 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 Làm ơn giúp tôi. Help me please. Help me. Please. Help me please. Help me please. Bạn có thể giúp tôi không? Can you lend me a hand? 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 Tôi muốn đặt hàng. I like to place an order. 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 Tôi có thể đặt sandwich gà được không? Can I order the chicken sandwich, please? 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 Tôi muốn thanh toán hóa đơn. I like to pay the bill. 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 Tôi có thể nhận hóa đơn được không? Can I get the check, please? 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 Tạm biệt. Goodbye. 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 Hẹn gặp lại sau. See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later. Hãy chăm sóc bản thân. Take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. Bạn cảm thấy thế nào? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Bạn ổn không? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Tôi không biết. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Tôi không có ý kiến. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. Tôi cần sự giúp đỡ của bạn. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. Bạn có thể hỗ trợ tôi không? Can you assist me, please? 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 Xin vui lòng nói chậm hơn. Please speak more slowly. Please speak more slowly. Please speak more slowly. Please speak more slowly. Bạn có thể nói chậm hơn được không? Could you slow down, please? 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 Xin lỗi, tôi đến muộn. I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm sorry, I'm late. Xin lỗi, tôi đã bị lạc đường. I'm sorry, I got lost. 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 Bạn có thể chỉ đường cho tôi không? Can you give me directions? 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 Xin vui lòng nói bằng tiếng Anh. Please speak in English. Please speak in English. Please speak in English. Please speak in English. Chúng tôi đang luyện tập tiếng Anh. We're practicing English. We're practicing English. We're practicing English. Xin vui lòng lặp lại. Please repeat that. Please repeat that. Please repeat that. Please repeat that. Bạn có thể nói lại không? Could you say that again? 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 Có tin tức mới gì không? What's the latest news? What's the latest news? What's the latest news? What's the latest news? Bạn có nghe thấy bất kỳ tin tức gì mới không? Have you heard any updates? 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 Chúc bạn ăn ngon miệng. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your meal. Chúc ăn ngon miệng. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. Xin chúc mừng. Congratulations. 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 Làm tốt lắm. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Làm ơn cho tôi biết thêm. Please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. Bạn có thể cung cấp thêm thông tin không? Could you provide more information, please? 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 Xin vui lòng nói chậm hơn. Please talk slower. Please talk slower. Please talk slower. Please talk slower. Hãy nói chậm hơn, làm ơn. Speak at a slower pace, please. 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 Tôi xin lỗi về sự phiền phức. I apologize for the inconvenience. 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 Xin lỗi về rắc rối này. Sorry for the trouble. Sorry for the trouble. Sorry for the trouble. Sorry for the trouble. Tôi quên mất. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. I forgot. Giữ an toàn nhé. Please be safe. Please be safe. Please be safe. Please be safe. Hãy chăm sóc bản thân. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Tôi đã hoàn thành công việc rồi. I have finished the task. 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 Công việc đã được hoàn thành rồi. The job is done. The job is done. The job is done. The job is done. Tôi đang tìm. I'm looking for. I'm looking for. I'm looking for. I'm looking for. Bạn có thể giúp tôi tìm không? Can you help me find? 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 Bạn muốn ăn hoặc uống gì? What would you like to drink? Eat. What would you like to drink? To eat. What would you like to drink? What would you like to drink? Vui lòng đặt món. May I take your order? 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 Xin vui lòng đợi một chút. Please wait a moment. Please wait a moment. Please wait a moment. Please wait a moment. Chờ một chút nhé. Hold on for a second. 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 Có một vấn đề. There is an issue. Problem. There is an issue. A problem. There is an issue. Problem. There is an issue. Problem. Chúng ta gặp vấn đề rồi. We have a situation. We have a situation. We have a situation. We have a situation. Tôi yêu bạn. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Bạn có ý nghĩa với tôi lắm. You mean a lot to me. 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 Bạn có thể giúp tôi không? Can you help me please? Can you help me please? You mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to me. Bạn có thể giúp tôi không? Would you be able to assist me? 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 Xin vui lòng mở cửa cho tôi. Please open the door for me. 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 Bạn làm ơn giữ cửa được không? Could you hold the door, please? 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 Chúc mừng sinh nhật bạn. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Chúc bạn có một ngày sinh nhật tuyệt vời. Wishing you a wonderful birthday. 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 Xin lỗi, tôi không hiểu. Sorry, I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand. Sorry, I don't understand. Tôi bị rối rồi. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. Tôi đồng ý. I agreed. I agree. I agreed. I agreed. Đúng vậy. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Tôi không đồng ý. I disagreed. I Disagreed. I disagreed. I disagreed. Tôi không nghĩ vậy. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Bạn có thể giúp tôi không? Could you help me please? 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 Bạn có phiền giúp tôi không? Would you mind assisting me? 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 Làm ơn cho tôi biết thời gian. Please tell me the time. 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 Bây giờ là mấy giờ? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? Chúc mừng với thành công của bạn. Congratulations on your success. Congratulations on your success. Congratulations on your success. Congratulations on your success. Bạn làm tốt với thành tựu của mình lắm. Well done on your achievement. 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 Cảm ơn bạn đã tới. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Tôi đánh giá cao sự hiện diện của bạn. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your presence. Có một vấn đề khẩn cấp. There's an emergency. There's an emergency. There's an emergency. There's an emergency. Chúng tôi cần sự giúp đỡ ngay lập tức. We need help immediately. We need help immediately. We need help immediately. We need help immediately. Tôi cần một chỗ ngồi. We need a seat. We need a seat. We need a seat. We need a seat. Chỗ này có người không? Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? Is this seat taken? Bạn có thích nó không? Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it? Bạn nghĩ thế nào về điều đó? How do you feel about it? 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 Tôi rất vui khi gặp bạn. I'm very pleased to meet you. 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 Có vẻ như thời tiết sẽ tốt. It looks like the weather will be nice. 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 Dự báo có vẻ triển vọng. The forecast seems promising. The forecast seems promising. The forecast seems promising. The forecast seems promising. Có vấn đề gì không ổn? Is there a problem? Is there a problem? Is there a problem? Is there a problem? Chuyện gì vậy? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Tôi sẽ trở lại. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. Tôi sẽ trở lại trong một lát. I'll return in a moment. 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 Tôi đã bị thất lạc. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm lost. Tôi không tìm được cách. I can't find my way. 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 Chúng ta đang gặp phải một vấn đề khó khăn. We're facing a difficult problem. 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 Xin vui lòng nói rõ hơn. Please clarify. Please clarify. Please clarify. Please clarify. Bạn có thể giải thích thêm không? Can you explain that further? 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 Tôi cảm ơn sự hỗ trợ của bạn. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. Cảm ơn bạn đã giúp đỡ tôi. Thank you for helping me out. 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 Chúc mừng kỷ niệm. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Đó là ngày đặc biệt của chúng ta. It's our special day. is our special day. It's our special day. It's our special day. Xin vui lòng giữ im lặng. Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Bạn có thể im lặng không? Can you please be silent? 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 Xin hãy nhớ. Please remember. Please remember. Please remember. Please remember. Đừng quên. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. Có gì mới không? What's new? What's new? What's new? What's new? Có gì thú vị xảy ra không? Anything interesting happening? Anything interesting happening? Anything interesting happening? Anything interesting happening? Tôi đang thử một món ăn mới. I'm trying a new dish. 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 Đây là lần đầu tôi thử món này. This is my first time trying this. 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 Có vẻ như tôi đã nhầm lẫn chỗ nào rồi. It seems like I made a mistake. 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 Tôi nghĩ tôi làm hỏng rồi. I think I messed up. 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 Tôi có thể được biết tên bạn không? May I know your name? 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 Tên bạn là gì? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Chúc bạn một ngày tốt lành. Have a great day. Have a great day. Have a great day. Have a great day. Chúc bạn một ngày tuyệt vời. Wishing you a wonderful day. 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 Có một việc cần phải hoàn thành. There's a task need to complete it. There's a task that needs to be completed. There's a task need to complete it. There's a task need to complete it. Chúng ta phải hoàn thành một công việc. We have to finish a job. 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 Tôi đánh rơi điện thoại của mình. I dropped my phone. I dropped my phone. I dropped my phone. I dropped my phone. Điện thoại của tôi rơi xuống đất. My phone fell on the ground. 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 Tôi đang cố gắng hiểu. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. Tôi đã thật sự đánh mất nó. I've actually lost it. I've actually lost it. I've actually lost it. I've actually lost it. Tôi không thể tìm thấy nó đâu. I can't find it anywhere. 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 Có vẻ như có điều gì đó không ổn định. Something seems unstable. Something seems unstable. Something seems unstable. Something seems unstable. Không hoàn toàn đúng. It's not quite right. It's not quite right. It's not quite right. It's not quite right. Bạn có thể nói chậm hơn không? Can you speak more slowly, please? 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 Bạn có phiền nói chậm hơn một chút không? Would you mind taking a bit slower? 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 Chúc mừng kỷ niệm của bạn. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Chúc mừng ngày đặc biệt của bạn. Congratulations on your special day. 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 Tôi sẽ thử. I give it a try. 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 Chúc mừng bạn đã hoàn thành công việc. Congratulations on completing the task. 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 Chúc mừng hoàn thành công việc. Well done on finishing the job. 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 Tôi đã tìm kiếm lâu rồi. I've been searching for a while. 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 Tôi mất một thời gian dài để tìm thấy nó. It took me a long time to find it. It took me a long time to find it. It took me a long time to find it. It took me a long time to find it. Tôi đồng ý với bạn. I agree with you. I agreed with you. I agreed with you. I agreed with you. Đó cũng là ý kiến của tôi. That's my opinion too. That's my opinion too. That's my opinion too. That's my opinion too. Tôi muốn xin lỗi. I want to apologize. I want to apologize. I want to apologize. I want to apologize. Tôi muốn nói xin lỗi. I like to say sorry. 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 Có thể bạn cho tôi biết đường không? Could you give me directions? 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 Bạn có thể giúp tôi tìm cách không? Can you help me find my way? 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 Tôi cảm ơn sự hỗ trợ của bạn. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your support. Cảm ơn bạn đã giúp đỡ tôi. Thank you for helping me out. 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 Tôi không thể tin được điều đó. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Thật khó tin. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Tôi mệt lắm. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. I'm really tired. Tôi kiệt sức rồi. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Tôi có thể giúp gì cho bạn? How can I assist you? 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 Có gì tôi có thể làm cho bạn không? Is there anything I can do for you? 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 Chúc mừng năm mới. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Chúc bạn một năm mới tuyệt vời. Wishing you a wonderful new year. 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 Tôi muốn cảm ơn bạn. I want to thank you. 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 Bạn có thể giúp tôi với vấn đề này không? Could you help me with this issue? 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 Tôi rất vui khi gặp bạn. I'm delighted to meet you. 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 Gặp bạn làm tôi vui lắm. Meeting you brings me joy. 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 Tôi có một sự kiện quan trọng sắp tới. There's an important event coming up. 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 Hãy thận trọng khi lái xe. Drive safely. Drive safely. Drive safely. Drive safely. Hãy giữ an toàn trong lúc lái xe. Be careful on the road. Be careful on the road. Drive safely. Drive safely. Tôi có thể giúp được gì cho bạn? How may I assist you? 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 Có gì tôi có thể làm cho bạn không? Is there anything I can do for you? 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 Chủ đề giới thiệu bản thân. Tôi xin phép tự giới thiệu về bản thân. Tôi là Thôi. May I introduce myself? I'm 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 Thôi. Chào bạn, Tôi cũng rất vui được gặp bạn. Hello, it's very nice to meet you too. 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 Tôi là Thi, tôi cũng rất vui được gặp bạn. I'm T, nice to meet you too. 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 Để tôi giới thiệu về bạn của mình, bạn Thao. Let me introduce my friend, Mr. 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 Thao. Rất vui được gặp bạn. I'm pleased to meet you. 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 Rất vui được gặp bạn, An. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. 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 An. Tôi xin Facebook của bạn được không? May I have your Facebook? 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 Chủ đề cảm ơn. Cảm ơn bạn. Thanks. 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 Chúc mừng. Nâng ly nào. Cheers. 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 Cảm ơn bạn rất nhiều. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tôi thật sự cảm kích về điều này. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Bạn thật là tốt bụng. That's so kind of you. That's so kind of you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Cảm ơn thật nhiều. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Đó là niềm vinh hạnh của tôi. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Đừng bận tâm về điều đó nữa. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Không có vấn đề gì. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. Chủ đề xin lỗi. Tôi thật sự rất xin lỗi. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Xin thứ lỗi. Pardon. 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 Xin lỗi, tất cả là do tôi. Sorry, it was all my fault. 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 Lỗi của tôi sai rồi. My mistake, I had that wrong. 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 Chủ đề khen ngợi. Thật là một ý tưởng tuyệt vời. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Thật tuyệt. Cool. 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 Thực sự rất tuyệt vời. That's really nice. That's really nice. That's really nice. That's really nice. Bạn đã làm rất tốt. You did that very well. 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 Một tiến bộ lớn. That's quite an improvement. That's quite an improvement. That's quite an improvement. That's quite an improvement. Bạn làm rất tốt đấy. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Đề nghị giúp đỡ. Bạn có thể giúp tôi một tay chứ? Can you give me a hand with this? 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 Tôi không thể giải quyết được. Bạn giúp tôi được không? I can't manage. Can you help? 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 Bạn có thể giúp tôi chứ? Could you help me out? 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 Cách hỏi đường. Xin lỗi, bạn có thể chỉ đường cho tôi đường đến chợ không? Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the market? Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the market? Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the market? Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the market? Xin lỗi, bạn có thể chỉ đường cho tôi đường đến chợ không? Could you show me the way to the market? Could you show me the way to the market? Could you show me the way to the market? Could you show me the way to the market? Xin lỗi, bạn có biết chợ ở đâu không? Excuse me, do you know where the market is? Excuse me, do you know where the market is? Excuse me, do you know where the market is? Excuse me, do you know where the market is? Xin lỗi, bạn có biết đường đến chợ không? Excuse me, do you know how to get to the market? Excuse me, do you know how to get to the market? Excuse me, do you know how to get to the market? Excuse me, do you know how to get to the market? Xin lỗi, tôi đang tìm cái chợ. Excuse me, I'm looking for the market. 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 Đây có phải là đường tới chợ không? Is it the right way to the market? Is this the right way to the market? Is it the right way to the market? Is it the right way to the market? Đây có phải xe buýt đi quận 1 không? Is this the bus for District 1? 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 Tôi nghĩ tôi bị lạc rồi. I think I'm lost. I think I'm lost. I think I'm lost. I think I'm lost. Quán cà phê gần nhất ở đâu vậy? Where is the nearest coffee shop, please? 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 Cách trả lời. Xin lỗi, tôi không biết. I'm sorry, I don't know. 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 Xin lỗi, tôi không phải người ở đây. Sorry, I'm not from around here. 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 Xin lỗi, tôi không ở khu này. Sorry, I don't live here. 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 Xin lỗi, tôi là khách du lịch. Sorry, I'm a tourist. Sorry, I'm a tourist. Sorry, I'm a tourist. Sorry, I'm a tourist. Tất nhiên là được. Sure. 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 Không vấn đề. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. Chỗ đó ở ngay kia. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Chỗ đó ở kia. It's over there. It's over there. It's over there. It's over there. Chỗ đó ở hướng này. It's this way. It's this way. It's this way. It's this way. Chỗ đó ở lối kia. It's that way. It's that way. It's that way. It's that way. Ồ, bạn đang đi sai đường rồi. Oh, you're going the wrong way. 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 Bạn đang đi sai hướng rồi. You're going in the wrong direction. 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 Trước tiên, đi thẳng. Thus, go straight ahead. First, go straight ahead. Thus, go straight ahead. Thus, go straight ahead. Trước tiên, đi đường này. Thus, take this road. Thus, take this road. Thus, take this road. Thus, take this road. Sau đó, rẽ trái ở ngã rẽ đầu tiên. Then, take the first on the left. 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 Sau đó, rẽ phải ở ngã rẽ thứ hai. After that, take the second on the right. 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 Tiếp tục đi thẳng tới khi bạn thấy. Keep going straight until you see. 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 Đi qua quán cà phê ở bên phải. Go past the coffee shop on the right. 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 Rẽ trái vào đường Nguyễn Đình Chiểu. Turn left into 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 Nguyễn Đình Chiểu. Tại ngã tư thứ nhất. At the first intersection. At the first intersection. At the first intersection. At the first intersection. Tại bùng binh thứ hai. At the second roundabout. At the second roundabout. At the second roundabout. At the second roundabout. Tại đèn giao thông thứ ba. At the third traffic light.
At the third traffic light. At the third traffic light. At the third traffic light.
Daily routine in the morning. Những thói quen vào buổi sáng. Tôi thức dậy vào 6 giờ sáng. I wake up at 6 a.m. 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 Tôi nhấn nút báo lại 2 lần trước khi tôi tắt báo thức đi. I press the snooze button twice before I turn my alarm off. I press the snooze button twice before I turn my alarm off. I press the snooze button twice before I turn my alarm off. I press the snooze button twice before I turn my alarm off. Tôi dậy vào cỡ 6 giờ rưỡi sáng. I get up around 6:30 a.m. 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 Tôi dọn giường của mình. I make my bed. I make my bed. I make my bed. I make my bed. Tôi uống một cốc cà phê. I drink a cup of coffee. 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 Tôi uống một cốc trà. I drink a cup of tea. 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 Tôi đọc báo. I read the newspaper. I read the newspaper. I read the newspaper. I read the newspaper. Tôi làm bữa sáng. I make breakfast. I make breakfast. I make breakfast. I make breakfast. Tôi ăn sáng. I have breakfast. I have breakfast. I have breakfast. I have breakfast. Tôi đánh răng. I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. Tôi đi tắm. I take a shower. I take a shower. I take a shower. I take a shower. Tôi làm tóc và trang điểm. I do my hair and makeup. 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 Tôi mặc quần áo. I get dressed. I get dressed. I get dressed. I get dressed. Mẹ chở tôi đến trường. My mom gives me a ride to school. 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 Chồng tôi chở tôi đi làm. My husband gives me a ride to work. 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 Tôi làm việc tại nhà. I work from home. I work from home. I work from home. I work from home. Tôi đi làm. I go to work. I go to work. I go to work. I go to work. Tôi đi học. I go to school. I go to school. I go to school. I go to school. Tôi đi xe đến chỗ làm. I drive to work. I drive to work. I drive to work. I drive to work. Tôi đi xe đến trường. I drive to school. I drive to school. I drive to school. I drive to school. Tôi bắt taxi. I take a taxi. I take a taxi. I take a taxi. I take a taxi. Tôi bắt xe buýt. I take the bus. I take the bus. I take the bus. I take the bus. Tôi đi tàu điện ngầm. I take the subway. I take the subway. I take the subway. I take the subway. Tôi đi tàu điện. I take the tram. I take the tram. I take the tram. I take the tram. Tôi chờ xe buýt. I wait for the bus. 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 Tôi lướt sơ qua mạng xã hội của mình. I check my social media. 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 Tôi trả lời thư điện tử của mình. I answer my emails. I answer my emails. I answer my emails. I answer my emails. Tôi kiểm tra thư điện tử của mình. I check my emails. I check my emails. I check my emails. I check my emails. Tôi tham gia các buổi họp. I attend meetings. I attend meetings. I attend meetings. I attend meetings. Tôi ăn nhẹ vào khoảng 10 giờ sáng. I have a snack around 10 a.m. 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 Tôi về nhà và làm bữa trưa. I go home and make lunch. 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 Tôi làm bữa trưa tại nhà. I have lunch at home. 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 Tôi ăn trưa tại căng tin. I have lunch at the cafeteria. 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 Tôi vừa đi vừa ăn bữa trưa luôn. I have lunch on the go. 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 Sau khi ăn trưa thì tôi đánh một giấc. I take a nap after lunch. 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 Tôi rửa chén. I wash the dishes. I wash the dishes. I wash the dishes. I wash the dishes. Tôi cất chén dĩa đi. I put the dishes away. 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 Tôi dẫn chó đi dạo. I walk my dog. I walk my dog. I walk my dog. I walk my dog. Tôi đến phòng tập. I go to the gym. 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 Những thói quen vào buổi tối. Daily routine in the evening. Tôi về đến nhà từ chỗ làm lúc 6 giờ tối. I get home from work at 6 p.m. 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 Tôi về đến nhà từ trường đại học lúc 5 giờ tối. I get home from college at 5 p.m. 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 Tôi về đến nhà từ trường lúc 5 giờ tối. I get home from school at 5 p.m. 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 Tôi mua đồ tạp hóa sau khi làm việc xong. I buy groceries after work. 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 Tôi tẩy trang. I take off my makeup. 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 Tôi dọn dẹp nhà. I clean up the house. 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 Tôi làm bữa tối. I make dinner. I make dinner. I make dinner. I make dinner. Tôi đặt bữa tối. I order dinner. I order dinner. I order dinner. I order dinner. Tôi đi vứt rác sau khi ăn tối xong. I take out the trash after dinner. 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 Tôi cho chó ăn. I feed my dog. I feed my dog. I feed my dog. I feed my dog. Tôi kiểm tra thời tiết. I check the weather. I check the weather. I check the weather. I check the weather. Tôi sạc điện thoại của mình. I charge my phone. I charge my phone. I charge my phone. I charge my phone. Tôi cất điện thoại chỗ khác. I put my phone away. 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 Tôi xem Netflix. I watch Netflix. I watch Netflix. I watch Netflix. I watch Netflix. Tôi nghe nhạc. I listen to music. I listen to music. I listen to music. I listen to music. Tôi lên kế hoạch cho ngày hôm sau. I plan the next day. 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 Tôi đánh răng. I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth. Tôi tắm nước ấm. I take a warm bath. 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 Tôi mặc đồ ngủ của mình vào. I put on my pajamas. 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 Tôi thiền định. I meditate. I meditate. I meditate. I meditate. Tôi uống thuốc. I take my medication. I take my medication. I take my medication. I take my medication. Tôi khóa cửa lại. I lock the doors. I lock the doors. I lock the doors. I lock the doors. Tôi tắt đèn đi. I turn off the lights. 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 Tôi vỗ về bọn trẻ đi ngủ. I tuck my kids in. 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 Tôi đọc một quyển sách trước khi đi ngủ. I read a book before bed. 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 Tôi đặt báo thức. I set the alarm clock. 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 Tôi ngủ thiếp đi. I fall asleep. I fall asleep. I fall asleep. I fall asleep. Tôi mộng du. I sleepwalk. I sleepwalk. I sleepwalk.
Chủ đề chào hỏi. Greeting. Ai đó? Who is there? Who is there? Who is there? Who is there? Bạn là ai? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Bạn có phải là người Việt Nam không? Are you Vietnamese? Are you Vietnamese? Are you Vietnamese? Are you Vietnamese? Bạn khỏe không? How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Tôi khỏe, cảm ơn. I am fine, thank you. 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 Vui lòng ngồi xuống. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Ngồi đây. Sit here. Sit here. Sit here. Sit here. Chờ tôi. Wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me. Đợi tí. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Đợi một chút. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Đi với tôi. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Tôi rất vui được làm quen với bạn. I am happy to make your acquaintance. 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 Tôi rất vui được gặp các bạn. I am very pleased to meet you. 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 Vui mừng được gặp các bạn. Glad to meet you. Glad to meet you. Glad to meet you. Glad to meet you. Xin mời vào. Please come in. Please come in. Please come in. Please come in. Bạn đến từ đâu? Where are you coming from? 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 Tôi hiểu tiếng Anh không tốt. I don't understand English well. 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 Bạn nói quá nhanh. You speak too fast. You speak too fast. You speak too fast. You speak too fast. Hãy nói chậm hơn. Please speak more slowly. Please speak more slowly. Please speak more slowly. Please speak more slowly. Có ai ở đây nói tiếng Việt không? Does anybody here speak Vietnamese? 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 Bạn muốn gì? What do you wish? What do you wish? What do you wish? What do you wish? Tôi muốn gặp bạn. I want to see you. 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 Tôi có thể giúp gì cho bạn? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? Cái này trong tiếng Anh được gọi là gì? What is this called in English? 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 Từ này nghĩa là gì? What does this word mean? 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 Hãy nhắc lại. Please repeat. Please repeat. Please repeat. Please repeat. Tôi biết. I know. I know. I know. I know. Tôi không biết. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Tôi sợ. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Tôi nghĩ vậy. I think so. I think so. I think so. I think so. Tôi không nghĩ vậy. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Dường như với tôi. It seems to me. It seems to me. It seems to me. It seems to me. Tôi đã quên mất. I have forgotten. I have forgotten. I have forgotten. I have forgotten. Bạn có khỏe không? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Rất khỏe, cảm ơn. Còn bạn thì sao? Very well, thank you. And you? 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 Tôi khỏe, cảm ơn bạn. I am fine, thank you. 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 Tôi không được khỏe cho lắm. I am not very well. 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 Vợ của bạn khỏe không? How is your wife? How is your wife? How is your wife? How is your wife? Cô ấy hơi mệt. She is rather out of sorts. 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 Cô ấy ốm. She is sick. She is sick. She is sick. She is sick. Tôi rất vui được gặp bạn. I'm glad to meet you. 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 Tôi xin lỗi. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Xin lỗi bạn. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Xin lỗi, bạn nói gì ấy? I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Làm ơn. Please. 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 Vui lòng đi lối này. Come this way, if you please. 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 Xin lỗi. Pardon. 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 Xin lỗi, tôi nghe không rõ. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Đưa tôi. Give me. Give me. Give me. Give me. Mang cho tôi. Bring me. Bring me. Bring me. Bring me. Chúc may mắn. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Hẹn gặp lại bạn. See you again. See you again. See you again. See you again. Làm ơn nhắc lại. Please repeat. Please repeat. Please repeat. Please repeat. Làm ơn vào đi. Please come in. Please come in. Please come in. Please come in. Mời ngồi xuống. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Mời uống nước. Please drink. Please drink. Please drink. Please drink. Bạn nói gì? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Đừng nói quá nhanh. Don't speak too fast. Don't speak too fast. Don't speak too fast. Don't speak too fast. Bạn sống ở đâu? Where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you live? Bạn rất tốt bụng. You are very kind. You are very kind. You are very kind. You are very kind. Bạn bao nhiêu tuổi? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? Bạn là ai? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Ngồi đây. Sit here. Sit here. Sit here. Sit here. Tôi hiểu rồi. I know. I know. I know. I know. Tôi đang vội. I am in a hurry. 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 Tôi rất xin lỗi. I am very sorry. I am very sorry. I am very sorry. I am very sorry. Tôi không có thời gian. I have no time. I have no time. I have no time. I have no time. Tôi phải đi. I must go. I must go. I must go. I must go. Bây giờ là mấy giờ? What time is it now? 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 Bạn sống ở đây bao lâu rồi? How long have you been here? 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 Có bao nhiêu người? How many people? How many people? How many people? How many people? Bao xa? How far? How far? How far? How far? Chồng tôi không có ở nhà. My husband is out. My husband is out. My husband is out. My husband is out. Chủ đề tạm biệt. Saying goodbye. Chào tạm biệt. Goodbye. 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 Chúc ngủ ngon. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Tôi sợ tôi phải đi bây giờ. I'm afraid I have to be leaving now. 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 Hẹn gặp bạn tuần sau nhé. See you next week. See you next week. See you next week. See you next week. Tôi nghĩ tôi nên đi. I think I should be going. 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 Tôi phải đi. Well, I gotta go. Well, I gotta go. Well, I gotta go. Well, I gotta go. Hẹn gặp lại sau nhé. See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later. Cẩn thận nhé. Take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. Hẹn gặp lại bạn. See you again. See you again. See you again. See you again. Nhớ viết cho tôi mấy chữ nhé. Drop me a line. Drop me a line. Drop me a line. Drop me a line. Hẹn bạn thứ hai nhé. See you on Monday. See you on Monday. See you on Monday. See you on Monday. Chúc cuối tuần vui vẻ. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend. Thi thoảng gọi cho tôi nha. Give me a call sometime. 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 Làm ơn chuyển lời hỏi thăm của tôi tới mẹ bạn nhé. Please give my best regards to your mother. 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 Gửi lời chào tới John giúp tôi nhé. Please say hello to John for me. 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 Chúc bạn chuyến đi vui vẻ. Have a nice trip. Have a nice trip. Have a nice trip. Have a nice trip. Chúc may mắn. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Hẹn bạn tối nay nhé. See you this evening. See you this evening. See you this evening. See you this evening. Chúc bạn một ngày vui vẻ. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi bài học giao tiếp hôm nay. Đừng quên đăng ký kênh Học Tiếng Anh Giao Tiếp để nhận thêm những bài học miễn phí mỗi ngày nha.